you yell at your child, the very next moment there is instant guilt. And you just wish if you could just take those words back. Hi parents, welcome back to Mom's Heart Haven. We moms are multitaskers. From managing office, home, kids, tiffins, school runs, we manage it all. But in this entire process, we tend to forget something. We forget to take out time for our own selves. And where does that show? It definitely shows in our parenting, especially in those moments where we need calm and composure. The volcano erupts and we end up yelling at our kids. I've personally been through this so many times that the moment you yell at your child, the very next moment there is instant guilt. And you just wish if you could just take those words back. And there is a voice in the head, oh my God, what did I do? I wish I could take the words back. And is my child not going to love me anymore? Is my child going to think that mama is always angry at me and is always scolding me? Does she not love me enough? So all these questions and doubts, they enter in your mind the moment you yelled at your. I want to talk about something that all we parents face at some point in time: losing our temper. But most importantly, I want to share and talk about what to do after that, how to repair, how to reconnect with your child, and how to make sure that your relationship with your child goes stronger and not weaker. Because repairing afterwards really builds trust, safety, and love between you and your child. Okay, let's be real. If you haven't ever yelled at your kids, are you even a parent? Picture this, that you're working on your office laptop and your kid decides to do some science experiment on the same table just standing next to you. And what are you going to do? How are you going to react? Or maybe you've requested your kid to do his homework for the 10th time that you could actually play it on Alexa. Or maybe you are running late for office and your toddler decides to wear mismatched socks, and sudden one tiny push and you are over the edge. You yell. And after yelling, there is instant regret. Why did I say that? I wish I could have handled the situation better. These are the things that go on in our minds. We've all been there. We love our kids to the bits. But at that very moment, frustration takes over. But here's the truth. What matters more than never yelling is what we do after that. How do we repair it? We know that sinking feeling, right? That we get after we yell at our kids. So that's a big sign that, if it's impacting us, it impacts the kids too. The kids may not really express it loudly, or they may not express it, but certainly they do feel scared. They feel shut down. They feel maybe aggressive. They feel confused. What's happening? Why is mama always yelling at me? So maybe your toddler is banging the table with the spoon for the 10th time and you cannot take it anymore, and then you just tell her to just stop it. Why are you doing like this? And what happens? Your toddler just bursts into tears. Or your 8-year-old is refusing to brush his teeth at night at the right time. And for the 3rd time, you are requesting your kid to brush his teeth, but he's not listening. So instead of calmly, telling him to please brush your teeth or ask why is it that he's not brushing his teeth, you just yell at him. You never listen to me. Mama is telling you from such a long time, but you're not listening at all. You always do that. So we tend to yell, right? In both cases, yelling overshadows the actual problem. The spoon, the brush, these are small issues. But the biggest takeaway for your child is, Mama is angry. I once came across a line that really made me pause. Yelling doesn't teach your kids how to behave. It teaches them how to react to anger. Isn't that powerful? Instead of learning responsibility or expressing themselves nicely, they may choose to just shut down, not discuss anything with you because they think that mama is going to yell at me. Or they may just avoid us altogether whenever things get hard for them. Now imagine the flip side. The same toothbrush, Instead of yelling, we could just take a deep breath and ask your child, okay, fine, I know you're not interested in brushing right now, so let's try make it fun. Would you want your superhero toothbrush today to brush? So what's happening here? You're basically giving choice and a little bit of control to your child, and kids love that. Most kids, when they feel understood and when they feel loved and they feel that they have some amount of control, they resist a lot less. Teeth gets brushed and there is no storming off, there is no aggression, there is no yelling, there is no guilt. That's the difference. Yelling creates distance and calm connection creates cooperation. Repairing sends a very powerful message to your child. Our bond is stronger than my mistake. You are important to me. I love you. I value our relationship. And even if I make a mistake, I'm going to come back and I'm going to reconnect and I'm going to solve for it. Recently, I snapped at my son because he wasn't doing his homework. The very moment, of course, there was regret, but then once I felt calm, I was more relaxed. I went to him and I said, I'm sorry. I shouted at you. I was overwhelmed. I was just frustrated. And you know what he said? He said, I know, Mama, you were very tired. You were overwhelmed. So you please take some rest and can we try again tomorrow? So I feel repairing, me going back to him and connecting and reconnecting again, it actually helped me build that bond with him, that even if Mama makes a mistake sometime, then she's going to come back and she's going to connect with you so that we could solve for it together and try that it doesn't happen again in future. And it's okay if he's not doing his homework for a day. We know it doesn't really matter, right? It's just that at that very moment we are so overwhelmed and we are so frustrated that we tend to just yell at small things that really don't matter in the long run. Settle down first. You can't pour water on fire if you're still carrying sparks. So please take a sip of water, just walk away from that situation for a moment. Maybe just sit down, take a few deep breaths. I personally, whenever I feel overwhelmed or frustrated, I just go to the washroom and splash some water on my face, and that really helps. And I silently say to myself, it's okay, this shall pass. Connect with your child. When you feel calm and relaxed, go to your child, talk to him or her, and say that Mama yelled, Mama shouted, Mama made a mistake. I should have handled the situation better. I should have listened to you calmly, or maybe have talked to you calmly. So kids like that when parents, they own up, they take up responsibility of their behavior. So they respect that. And this also reflects that you take accountability of your actions. My 8-year-old once refused to wear his shoes on his own while he was getting ready for school. And I just snapped at him. And of course, there was instant regret. And by the time he had gone to school, and of course, I was waiting for him to come back because I was like, oh my God, why did I spoil his entire day by yelling at him early in the morning? And, once he was back, and of course, by the time I was relaxed and calm, I just sat with him and I said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled at you for this, and maybe we can figure out something to make it better and to make sure it doesn't happen again in future. And sometimes kids come up with amazing solutions to small issues like these. And he said, Mama, let's try and keep the shoes ready at night, so that when in the morning I'm getting ready for school, wear them on my own quickly. And so that was a great solution. So since then we keep, in fact, not just the shoes, we keep everything ready, whatever we can, the night before going to school. And it helps a lot in keeping everything calm and composed. Let kids share their feelings. So once you are sitting with them, once you are reconnecting with them, ask them, how did that episode make them feel when, they were yelled at? So they might say they were scared, they might say they were angry, they might say that they were let down. but it's important to let them acknowledge their emotions. It's a way, by repairing, when you are reconnecting with them, it's a way they are actually acknowledging their emotions and they are not suppressing. So that's very important. Brainstorm better ways together. So when you sit and talk to your kids and you try to figure out how to solve for the episode that just happened which made mama yell, they most of the time kids come up with amazing ideas which actually help better manage the situation, better manage their emotions. So we can discuss with them what should we do so that it doesn't get this. Calm down first. Instead of yelling, please take a pause and you could say to each other that let's talk when both of us are calmer and in a better position to talk and solve for the issue. Give choices. For example, you could say to your kid that do you want to brush your teeth before or after you read your story? And kids like that when they are given choices, and it makes them feel that they are in control. Stick to routine. Kids thrive on a routine that is set for them, whether it's bedtime, whether it's meals, whether it's reading their novels or books. So if the routines are consistent, then they would resist a little less. Empathize before you connect with your kids. You could say that, I know you're upset that your playtime ended. Maybe we could think of other ways that could be more fun for you, and let's sit and discuss those. So this might also help. Take a break yourself. It's okay to say to your kids that mama needs a few minutes to calm down and mama is going to be back in a minute, and we'll talk again. Or you could say mama needs 2 minutes to calm down. Let me splash some water on my face. Let me just relax for a bit. I personally feel that these techniques work best for kids who are aged between 3 to 7. Younger kids, toddlers 2 years and below, they may not fully understand the repair talk, and they feel the warmth when you hug them, when you comfort them, redirect them. I think older kids who are around 7 to 11 years of age, they can actually sit and discuss and brainstorm better ways to connect and actually solve for something. Moms, remember, repair doesn't erase yelling, it heals it. Yelling happens, but what's more important is what to do after you've yelled at your kid. How to repair it, how to reconnect, how to bond. I'd love to hear in comments, what do you do after you yell at your kids? How do you reconnect? How do you repair? Please do share with all of us. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and share and subscribe to Mom's Heart Haven for more mom conversations. And a gentle reminder that moms, you are not alone in this journey.